Mike had just returned home when a terrifying sight stopped him in his tracks. Huge footprints were scattered across the ground outside his house. Judging by their size, they belonged to a tall, heavily built man. Cigarette butts littered the area, suggesting the stranger had been waiting outside for quite some time. The thought sent a chill down Mike's spine. His wife had been home alone the entire time. Without hesitation, Mike drew his pistol and rushed toward the house. Moving through the dense trees surrounding the property, he noticed fresh footprints leading along the side path. Whoever had been outside had already gone in. Silently, Mike prepared his weapon and stepped inside. Music was still playing, but his wife was nowhere to be found. Panic set in as he searched every room. When he finally reached the bedroom, he froze. Blood was splattered across the walls. It was obvious a violent struggle had taken place. Mike immediately called the hospital and learned that his wife had been rushed there in critical condition. Fighting through the pain, she told him a massive man had forced his way into the house. The intruder barely spoke. Instead, he searched every corner as if he was desperately looking for something specific, and when he couldn't find it, he snapped. The attacker brutally assaulted her before fleeing the scene. Mike's brother confirmed the same story. The suspect had escaped in a green taxi shortly afterward. At that moment, Mike made a promise to himself. He would find the man responsible, no matter what it took. The next day, Mike spent hours searching the city for that green taxi. After a relentless hunt, he finally spotted it parked on a deserted street. Instead of making a move, he carefully noted the taxi company's name written on the door. That evening, he visited the company's office pretending to ask for help. The moment an employee opened the door, Mike pulled a stocking over his face, drew his gun, and forced his way inside. He began searching through company records. Then he found it, a file connected to the very vehicle that had been outside his house. The driver's name was Leo, a young man who had picked up a passenger shortly before Mike returned home that day. Mike studied Leo's photograph carefully. Then he trashed the office, making it look like a routine burglary before disappearing into the night. The following morning, Mike waited outside the taxi company. Eventually, Leo emerged for work. Keeping his distance, Mike followed him until he stopped to wait for passengers. That's when Mike made his move. Pretending to be in a hurry, he climbed into the taxi. A few minutes into the ride, he quietly pulled out his pistol and tapped it against the window. The moment Leo saw the gun, all the color drained from his face. Mike demanded to know everything about the passenger from 3 days earlier, and Leo remembered every detail. The ride had been long enough to make it unforgettable. According to him, the passenger was a tall, powerful man who had come directly from the airport. He gave Leo an address inside a residential neighborhood and instructed him to wait outside the gate while he went in alone. Almost an hour later, the man returned. Then he ordered Leo to drive him straight back to the airport. Realizing he was staring down the barrel of a gun, Leo told Mike everything he knew, and then began begging for his